Alright, hey guys, I just figured something out. It's a player slash empty slash mob detector when you're working with minecarts. And it's really simple, and it's going to be a short video, hopefully. um, but what it does is it uses tripwires one block up, and for this particular design I have three pieces of string in the middle, but you can shorten that up a little bit if you wanted to, but it'd just be a little bit cramped, and I don't like being cramped, I guess, in Minecraft since we have a whole world to work with. And so let me show you how it works. Basically, I'm going to set a minecart right here, and I'm going to push that button. A empty minecart will go this way. A minecart that has a player in it will go this way onto this line, and a one that's filled with mobs, or I should say certain mobs. Some of them will slip through, and I'll explain those ones to you here shortly. But a mob, it'll go right here, and the way it detects it is kind of different from the way you detect, or it detects you. And it will detect the mob like right when it's on top, so it'll switch right then, and it'll kind of reverse the momentum of the minecart, and it'll send it this way. And a player will switch it right when your character. I need to go this way. Right when your character gets into the hitbox. So I don't know exactly what that is, but let me show you how it works. You push the button, and it should go straight. No surprises there. And then if I were to get into it and then push the button, I should turn and go into this one. Now, if I turn it off of peaceful, we all know that. Actually, I should just turn it on easy. We all know that spawn rates for slimes are terrible in super flat mode. So I'm going to place the cart, place a zombie. I'm going to get on this side because it's easier to push the button. Place it right there, and then click the button. It goes that way. Let me set the time to night. So time set night, and then eventually he'll just die off. And let me show you that again. Basically, if they're on there and the cart's fast enough to pick them up and everything, basically you just set them there, and it'll pick it up. And that's strange. It's pretty reliable. That's like the first time that's ever happened. So so don't judge by that. But here we go. Let's try this one more time. There we go. Most of the time it works. But I guess occasionally some will slip through, and this will work for a few mobs. Let me turn it on peaceful so you don't hear him yapping the whole time. There's a few mobs that it'll kind of mess up with, and I'll tell you exactly which way each mob will go. If the cart will go along this line, I will consider it an empty cart, and I'll say so when I'm naming off mobs. When I say player, it's the ones that'll go down this line, and then mobs that line. So let me go from top to bottom. Creeper will go into mob, skeleton mob, spider either player or empty. I forget now, but it's one of the two, but it's not quite correct. And then a zombie will go into mob. As you saw, slime, it kind of varies, but they're kind of hard to capture as well because they kept bouncing around, and the card kept missing them, so it was kind of really hard to really get that. So same with magma cubes. Gas, you're never going to run into that, so I didn't even test it. And then zombie pigman, mob, enderman, mob, cave spider, either empty or player again, same as spider, whatever. Silverfish, again, you're never going to run into that. Blaze is a mob. I already said that one. A pig is a player. A sheep is a player. Cow is a player. Chicken is an empty minecart. Squid, you're never going to run into that. Wolf is a empty, I do believe. Mushroom, same as cow, player. Ocelot, too short, so it's going to go in empty. And then villager is a mob. And that's how those mobs will go into each section. So there's one thing you should note, is that if you're going too fast, it won't work. And I'll turn this one on and everything, and going straight will work because it doesn't have to change anything and doesn't detect. But if you're in it, you'll still go through and everything, but whenever you're working with mobs, they'll go straight through like the first time you saw it. They won't work. unless every time was a goof up like that one that you saw. But it should go into player because they're going too fast, and they detect it somehow differently, so they turn this way. So it's one thing to be aware of. You can't be going too fast. Um, you can see everything. I'm not going to do a step-by-step tutorial because it'd probably be easier just to look at it and then build it. Because, I mean, basically it'd be like, place this track here, blah, blah, blah. And it's really up to you how to design it, and it doesn't matter. So, I don't think I'm forgetting anything. I think that's it. So, I don't know how this works in multiplayer. I haven't tested it. If I do test it, I'll put it on an annotation on screen. You'll see it if it does or doesn't work on multiplayer. So thank you guys for watching, and have a great day. Bye.